Welcome to Desert Living, where we connect you with everything that makes the Coachella Valley a wonderful place to live. Desert Living starts now. Here's Brian Gallo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Desert Living. I'm Brian Gallo. We have got a great guest lined up for you. It's going to be a great show. Thanks for joining us today. My first guest, very excited to have him here, Mr. Lance P. Walsh, doctor, urologist.
Hey, thank you very much for having me on here, Brian.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I know you're a man of many talents, and I keep hearing different terms. I'm not sure exactly what these terms mean, so I'm going to just get right to it. Okay, what is BPH? Explain this to me.
BPH is a very common condition. It affects millions of men, and what it stands for is benign prostatic hypertrophy, which is an enlargement of the prostate. As men get older, their prostate enlarges. The problem is that the prostate constricts the urethra, which runs through it, and it makes it difficult for men to urinate, and they have problems like obstructive symptoms, hesitancy, weak urine stream, and irritative symptoms like frequency, urgency, and nocturia, or getting up at night.
And that's the one common thing that comes with this, is the whole having trouble peeing or peeing too much. So tell me this, when is a good time to get something like this checked out?
Really, you know, if people are having bothersome symptoms, and it can show up as if they're on the golf course and they know where the bushes are behind hole number 3, or they're in the car and they have to stop before they get to their destination, or it could be a bad sign. If you know where all the bathrooms are on the way to the you know, your nearest movie theater, then you may have a problem. And if it bothers you, you should come in and talk to us.
How common is this?
It's very common. You know, something like 70% of men over the age of 60 are affected with BPH and symptoms.
70% of men over 60.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
wow.
a lot of men are affected.
So when is a good time, like I'm 38, when is a good time for me to see a doctor, to be preventative?
Yeah, well, you know, in terms of, you know, prevention, if you're not having any symptoms of urinary problems, then there's really not a reason to come in to see a urologist. It's when you start developing symptoms. And then, you know, men, once they reach the age of 55, should come in to see their urologist for prostate cancer screening, with PSA checks and digital rectal exams.
Which we all know.
Absolutely.
All know that. So how is this treated?
So BPH in general, there's several different treatment options. There is behavioral therapy, so alcohol, caffeine, and spicy foods can make the symptoms worse. Okay. There's medications, of which Flomax or finasteride or Proscar are different treatments. They tend to be very mildly effective. A traditional surgical approach has been called the TURP or Roto-Rooter, which stands for a transurethral resection of the prostate. You know, the problem is that treatment can leave people with sexual side effects like retrograde ejaculation, where they don't produce an ejaculate with intercourse. It can also cause erectile dysfunction in about 5% of men. There's a stricture rate, and it's done in the hospital and requires a general anesthetic. So what I wanted to make sure that people are aware of is this novel treatment for BPH called the UroLift. It is done in the office. It takes about 10 minutes. People are back to normal activities within a week, and its efficacy approaches that of a TURP, but without all the side effects. In fact, the UroLift is the only treatment option for BPH that has absolutely no sexual side effects.
Really? Interesting. So it seems like UroLift it's kind of self-explanatory.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's literally lifting.
Yeah, so what it does is that you have the 2 lobes of the prostate that are coming in, pressing on the urethra, and what it does is it opens up the prostate, kind of like opening up the windows, or using a sash to open up the window, okay? And it does so by using very tiny sutures that compress the lateral lobes of the prostate. So as you might imagine, if you're a gentleman that has a very enlarged prostate that's in the middle, you may not be a candidate, but if you've got the lateral lobe enlargement and you've failed medications, it's a great treatment option.
Wow, that's fascinating. Okay, all right. Well, if you'd like to learn more about the UroLift, contact Dr. Walsh at his office, 72057 Highway 111 in Rancho Mirage. You can also call his office, 760-346-7191. I learned a lot today. I really did. I appreciate you being here, Doctor.
Hey, thank you, Brian.
I look forward to having you back.
Hey, thank you.
Got more Desert Living for you in just a moment. Don't move a muscle.